Hi everyone, welcome to video number 30. Yes, I did it. 30 days ago, I set out to record and post a video on YouTube every day for 30 consecutive days. And it scared me and it freaked me out, and I did it. And it wasn't from a place of hustle. That's not the place I made this decision from, to do these 30 videos. It wasn't to prove myself to anyone. It was really something that had been in my heart for a long time. Not the 30 days. I admit I thought the most I would do 21 days because I like the number 21, and it's 21 is considered like, okay, it takes 21 days to establish a new habit, and so on and so forth. But it ended up being, for various ways, the universe dropped into my heart the idea that it would be 30 days. And so I'm here. It's day 30, and I just want to celebrate that with you. And I want this to be an example, the teaching I have for you today. And it's not about doing videos like that's not the point of this. Maybe some of you might be watching this and maybe you are being guided to share more of your teachings, your wisdom in some format like this, but not necessarily. But what it's about, it's like blowing your own mind, right? Like blowing your own mind about yourself, like really getting past any self-limiting thoughts, self-limiting concepts that you have that have you like kind of like lower the bar on what you're here to accomplish and create. Now, I want to be very mindful here because I am talking from the soul's perspective here. So your ego structure, when I say yours, I mean all of ours, right? We have a soul and we have an ego structure. We are a soul having a human experience. Our ego structure, our intellect, has kind of like a whole other set of factors that it considers as success. So when I say that we often bring the bar down, I am not suggesting that you go into hustle, that you neglect your self-care, that you go into producing things in order to get the validation from the external world. That all comes from the ego. What I'm talking about is that your soul has infinite capacity. And I did a whole masterclass on this year. So your soul has infinite capacity. Your soul is eternally connected to source. Your soul has infinite wisdom, infinite creative solutions, infinite energy. And here, as a helper, as someone who is here to help humanity, as someone that is here to be an example of what is possible, as someone who is here to create, to inspire, to help others transform, to bring about creative solutions, that's you. When you have that as an intention, what that ultimately means is that you are committing to aligning with your soul every day, to having your soul lead the way. Now, this isn't about perfectionism, right? We are having a human experience, so you're going to have all the feelings. You're going to have all the feelings of insecurities come up. And so for me, for reasons that I'm not fully understanding yet, I understand some of them for sure. Like, why was my soul guiding me to do 30 consecutive days of sharing my medicine on YouTube? One, because, well, that's part of what I do, right? I'm a coach. I'm a spiritual career coach for helpers. And so a lot of the ways that I share my teachings, that I share my knowledge is through social media, right? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Right? So it's something I was already doing. And as this year, at the beginning of this year, for those of you who've been with me since the beginning of the year, I know some of you have been with me for years, I declared this is our breakthrough year, right? I said, this is the breakthrough year. This is the year where we break through limitations, where we break through limiting self-concepts, where we not only is it a breakthrough year, it's a year of the snake. So we're breaking through and we're shedding, we're releasing. It's also a year 9 in numerology. If you add the digits of 2025, it adds up to a 9, and 9 is the year of completion. So breakthrough year, year of shedding, and snake is also death and rebirth, and year of completion. And so there have been so many things that have happened in my life. I'm sharing this with you so that you can see where this resonates for you, like the echoes in your own story, because you wouldn't be drawn to this if there weren't any. So there were so many experiences that I had this year that challenged my limiting self-concepts, right? That challenged what I thought what was possible for me. Meaning that, so for example, when my husband Greg got diagnosed with cancer last October, but really it's like you get diagnosed and then there's a bunch of steps before you actually start treatment. So treatment really took off in January, right? So there was me bumping into the capacity of like what I thought was my capacity to hold uncertainty, to be in uncertainty, right? I had already had a life where I had experienced a lot of challenges and a lot of uncertainty and had become practiced at that. Right, that's why I'm able to help my clients as they go through uncertainty, as they're going through, stepping into a bigger platform or setting boundaries that feel challenging to set, or learning how to truly love themselves and nurture themselves as they share their medicine and so on. All of that brings up uncertainty. And so I was very practiced at that already, and yet my soul knew there was more, right? So that experience definitely was a stretch and expansion on my capacity to be in uncertainty. And not only my capacity to be in uncertainty, but to let myself feel all the feelings and to still come back to a place of trust and a place of faith and a place of, what's the word? Like thriving, living, engaging with life, not shutting down. And please do not misunderstand. I had all of those moments where I felt overwhelmed, where I felt terrified, where I felt panicked, where I felt like I couldn't handle it, where I felt it was unfair. I went through all of those. So it's not that I didn't feel those things, it's I didn't stay stuck in those, right? I used all the tools and then like dug deep inside of me for my soul's wisdom to be able to show up as the best expression of myself that I could during those times, not just for for myself, for Greg, and for my clients and students and everything, right? So that was one way that so you think about your ways, like what were the things you experienced this year, or they might have started last year, years ago, but continued this year, that really pushed you to expand your understanding of what you're capable of. So there were so many things. And now you get to whatever, last month when I started in October, recording 30 videos might seem like nothing compared to like going through a cancer diagnosis. But I had a lot of self-limiting thoughts about, well, I don't know if I have the energy to do that. I don't know if I have enough things to say to do that. I don't know. Ultimately, I think I was worried that I wouldn't be able to manage my emotions, my thoughts for 30 days. And what do I mean by manage? This will be, I think, a different teaching for another day, but I want to be clear. When I say manage, I don't mean control my thoughts and control my emotions. Where as a therapist, wellness professional, or however it is that you serve others, that control is an illusion, and we're not here to control our thoughts or emotions. So when I say manage, I mean to be able to feel the urge to judge myself or go into overwhelm or feel my nervous system get dysregulated, but then use the tools, pause, and come back to a place of alignment so that I could show up for 30 days in a row, especially when I was going through a personal initiation that had been unexpected, that was very painful to me. And then my daughter was getting married, right? I think I started the videos maybe a week or less before we were going to go to San Antonio for our oldest daughter's wedding. And so there were so many logical things that seemed like, no, this is not the time to start a 30-day in a row show up to do videos. But that was my logical mind. But then, and I think the first video I shared all of my fears. Like I actually recorded a video where I said 21 days. I'm going to do my video, I've decided that I'm going to do a video for a day for 21 days because I wimped out because I was like, I can't do 30, I can do 21. But I recorded that video, and then after I was done recording it, I was like, that is not what feels right. So I deleted that video and re-recorded, this time saying 30 days. And I think I said how I had just recorded one that said 21 days. It's like I was psyching myself out, right? Like there were so many things that my ego said, like, not only will I run out of things, will it feel like overwhelming? Is it going to take away from my daughter's wedding? Am I going to be so worried about recording videos that I'm not going to be present for my daughter's wedding and all the things surrounding the wedding? I worried about what clothes I would wear. I worried about having to do my hair, and clearly I did not, because look at this. That was the the thing with the clothes and the hair and makeup. I was like, I am letting that go. I'm not someone who wears a ton of makeup anyway, but I was like, no, that is not going to be a thing that I'm going to worry about with this. But again, I'm sharing this with you for you to notice. Like, ask yourself, where am I holding myself back? And it might not be this. Maybe for you, it's really your soul's guiding you to really step into, like, really celebrating yourself, really taking time every day to celebrate, to notice all of the progress you're making, all of the courage you're showing. And that, I know that can seem intangible, but it's not. It doesn't have to be. You can literally say, okay, and it doesn't have to be 30 days. It could be 21 days. It could be 12 days. It could be something totally different. But you're like, okay, I'm going to commit, right, to truly every day taking the time to look around me and acknowledge, like, all the ways that I'm expanding, that I'm transforming, that I'm healing, that I'm offering value to the world. I'm going to notice when my mind goes into like, oh, you should be further ahead. You should, you're not really adding value. You should be more productive. You should have written that book already. I'm going to notice when my brain goes into that and remind myself that is not my soul. My soul does not talk to me like that. And my soul knows that I'm always on time. So that means that that's my ego structure talking to me, right? That's programming that perhaps you experienced as a child that's very self-critical. And you notice that, not with judgment, but with compassion, and you shift back. And maybe at first it doesn't feel like you're shifting. Maybe it feels like you're faking it. Maybe you're like, yes, I'm so proud of myself because I took time to write in my journal for 20 minutes. But you're thinking like, oh my gosh, big deal. That's not a big deal. But you're like, no, I'm committed to this. Right? I mean, I felt this throughout these 30 days. There were times where I was like, I don't know if that video added any value at all. I feel like I just rambled. But I did it because I committed, right? And so there were definitely those days. But I did it, and I kept going because that was my prayer. I was like, all right, God, soul, I can feel that you are guiding me to do this. So I'm going to trust that on the other side, there is going to be more wisdom, more light, more expansion, more capacity to serve my people, even if I don't see visible evidence of that, right? I didn't go into this with like, okay, my goal is going to be that I'm going to have 1,000 followers by the end of these 30 days. I knew that was going to take me out of service. I'm not saying that's a wrong goal, by the way, if you have that goal. I might turn that into that goal at some point. But I just knew with everything going on in my life that at that moment, I didn't have the bandwidth to research what that would entail as far as like, search engine optimization and all of that stuff. Right? I was like, that really felt like beyond me at this point. I knew for me, it was just the act of showing up every day for 30 days and like noticing what would happen to my brain when I knew I had a video to do, right? Because I think that was my biggest fear, was that if I committed to this, I would just not enjoy my days. Like I would wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I got to do a video today. Or I would be like, that would be just like looming over me. And I know, because for me, healing burnout, healing hustle has been such a big journey, that I think when we're healing that, we can go to the other extreme of like, well, I'm never going to overdo it. I'm going to make sure that I never get burnt out again. And it's almost like we put the brakes on in a way that's not helpful. And I could feel I can feel that my soul's guiding me to break through those limiting self-concepts. To not tell myself like, oh, I could never do that. And so now today's day 30 and I did it. I'm like so excited. I know I want to really take time to actually write it down. Maybe I'll go back and look at all the titles for the videos that I did, because honestly, so I can't even remember. Like it's so interesting in a way. It feels like the 30 days went like in a blur, like so fast, and in another way it feels like it was eternity, because I can think back to the day one and think like, oh my gosh, I was like a different person than I am now. And so I just really want to gift you everything that I gained from this experience, which I'm still figuring out all of it, right? It's inside of me, but it's still coming into my consciousness. But specifically, you breaking through any any limitation that you're setting on yourself. Or I can't do that, that would be too much for me. I can't do that, I don't have enough energy for that. I can't do that, I don't want to make people upset. I can't do that because people are going to be disappointed in me. I can't say no to that because they're going to be mad. I can't say yes to that because I'm not ready. I don't know, whatever it is. Just like notice, and you'll know because that's coming from your ego. And in fact, today's 11/11, right? The day of remembrance. So many things about 11/11. So I invite you to use this if you're watching this. I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much, like, just deep respect for your path and journey, whether I know you or not. And this blessing of remembering what you are here to do, remembering the impact you've already created, the value you already have. In fact, whatever it is that your soul is guiding you to do right now, it's not new in the sense that it's not something that you have to look out there like, well, I'm confused, I don't know what it is, let me go find out. No, it's inside of you. It's some way of packaging the knowledge you already have and sharing it. That's what these 30 days were for me. I kept wanting, I did get that new camera. I know I said that in the first videos because that was my birthday my birthday present. And I'm so excited about it, but I honestly didn't have time to like I finally opened it, charged the battery, then I realized I didn't have the right tripod for it. And so then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna rush that. I'm gonna do the videos on my phone. And now that I'll be done with this, I'll have time to play with that camera and use it and integrate it, and that'll be great, right? So what I was saying is, this wasn't 30 days of find, channel new material or get new knowledge or go read books and tell people what you read about. It was mining the gold already inside of me. And that's what you're being asked to do. It's not more training. It's not more reading. It's not more learning. It's not more power and strength. It's like you already have it inside of you. Mine it and share it. So I'm sending you love. And I do have these Wild Woman Rising Oracle cards. So now, because I am holding the phone, I'm just gonna have to shuffle with one hand. And I'm gonna pull a card and see what is the message today on day 30. Thank you so much for being with me. Those of you who started since the beginning, and those of you who are joining now or anywhere in between. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love when you write comments. Oh, also to remind you, next week is the From Shedding to Shining free masterclass. Sign up for that. It's going to be so awesome. I'm so excited about that masterclass. It's Thursday, November 20th from 2:30 to 4. It's free, and you get the replay for 7 days. If you're my client, of course, you get the replay. You have access to the replay for as long as you're in my coaching program. All right, what is the message, Divine Mother, for all these beautiful souls watching this? All right. Oh my gosh, and is it number 11? I don't have my reading glasses, but I think it's number 11. Release perfectionism. Look at this. Release perfectionism. So if perfectionism is one of your blocks, this is very, very clear, right? That was one of my blocks when I was going to first start this. I don't have 30 outfits. I don't have 30 hairdos. I don't have the right camera. I'm not going to be in pretty places each time. There were so many things. So this is release perfectionism, because true service and leadership, your people, the people you're here to serve, aren't asking for your perfectionism, for you to be perfect. I mean, obviously in divine truth, we are all perfect. But as human selves, we have quirks, we have things we're working through. But that's the medicine. What is the most inspiring is for you to perfect as you go. Right? I tell my clients, who are also trying to increase their platform and do it through being in front of the camera. For example, I say, go to my YouTube channel and like go back 9 years ago to see my first videos. I mean, it's like, see the growth and the evolution, right? It's like we perfect as you go. So this is your soul saying, release perfectionism. That's an ego trap. Refine as you go, perfect as you go. And that process of refining as you go, of showing up as you are, is an incredible gift to humanity. So go do that now, whether you're doing it in front of a camera, or you're doing it as you talk to a friend, or you're doing it as you walk through the store. Like fully accepting exactly where you are, even if that's the messy middle. Because the messy middle is where a lot of humanity is, and they stay stuck there. And so as helpers, as sovereign helpers, that's what we're here to do. It's for people to see you and feel connected and feel like, okay, she knows what this is like. Not to feel like, wow, they're so perfect, that's so unreachable for me. Okay, sending you love. This was, I think, the longest one. So day 30, and of course I will be back on YouTube. It's not like I'm going to end now and never be in front of the camera, but I'm going to kind of like sift through everything and integrate and have so much value and love to share with you. And remember, I do offer free sovereignty consults if you want to sign up for that. The link is in the comments. All right, bye.